valiente, cuyo ejemplo se hiciera inmortal. Enfrentemos primero la muerte, traicionar a la patria más. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer. Campesinos, soldados y obreros, la mujer de la patria también, estudiantes, empleados, mineros, cumpliremos con nuestro deber, sembraremos la tierra de gloria, socialista será el porvenir, todos juntos haremos la historia, a cumplir, a cumplir, a cumplir. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer. Venceremos, venceremos, mil cadenas habrá que romper. Venceremos, venceremos, al fascismo sabremos vencer.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that audio issue at the very beginning there. I haven't done one of these. Sorry. Excuse me. Canción de Popular. I haven't done one of these YouTube streams in a while, and I want to take advantage of just like a lazy Saturday as I was finishing up stuff to do one, because there are a couple of things that I have in the works right now, and I figured, hey, why don't I stream this? So first off, we have to go to Peace, my main exterior. Now, as you may know, if you've been following this project for a while, it has been mostly it's been guided by a master list. That master list did, I think, for this release, it started off with 85 items, and it's now grown to almost 500. But we are 80%, at the 81 or 82% done with all of the stuff that's scheduled for the beta, and for the beta closed beta for the open beta preview, we need a 90%, and for the beta we need 95%, so we're getting in close. We've been sort of stagnant in progress. We've been getting a lot of stuff done, but the problem is we haven't gotten, there hasn't been much progress on changing the ratio. We've been hovering around 80% done for quite a while, because really, some of the jobs that we thought would be one job turned out to be several. And by the way, if you want to talk in the chat, it seems we do have a viewer. I don't know if it's a bot, mom, or whatever. If it is mom, hi, mom. I hope everything is going well down there in Kentucky. Let's see here. What we're going to do is, just for this demo scene here, I'm just going to call this demo scene and get rid of it at the end. What I'm doing here is we have been producing websites for example, if your cat goes up to like a computer screen, let's just see here. Go to PT Studio websites. Yeah, there we are. For example, there's a police website. There's a dating website. I just finished a university website today, and right now, I am the last one that I have to really do is a Peace Island website. A community website for the island. Because even the smallest island out in Casco Bay, I could show you. Cliff Island has its own website. Let me just see here. Yeah. Say Cliff Island website. I think I have to go actually. Oh, no, there it is. CliffIsland.com. And yeah, this is a very small community. Yeah, but see, I mean, even a small community of 38 people, they have their own website. And we had one before, but it was based a little bit too closely on the Peaks Island website. So I just felt it would be a good idea to maybe redesign it with this sort of layout. So what I'm doing here is I am going to try and get some nice screen shots of the island, not using the player camera, but using just a camera with all the nice effects added, etc., etc. But it also, it has the it'll have this thing called Deckard Renderer on it, which is a very, very high-end renderer. It basically, makes things look really good, and I've always been hesitant to use it because I don't want to give people the impression this is what the game looks like. But I just want to make sure. I just want to get a few, like I say, if you saw that layout, about 3 good shots of the island using this Deckard renderer. Let's see here. So now you may have seen in the subtitle for this, by the way, that that I'm going to be doing a little bit of a word about this phenomenon, this online phenomenon, mostly on YouTube, called Frauditors. And I thought I'd never have to do this, but it's really crazy how things just draw you in. It really is strange. But let's first make sure that the camera is in a good place. We're going to aim it and take a shot and make sure that it looks good. Oh, I just had a thought. This may not have the sector loader on it. We'll see. If we do, we have to do it in the main scene. We'll do it in the main scene, or my main work scene. We'll do it in the main work scene. Anyway, now here we go. It may always be like just up into ultra high quality on pod play. So just give us a second here. But okay, well, anyway, while we're waiting for that, I just want to continue with my narrative. I don't know whether you are aware of this thing called what they call themselves are auditors. They call themselves like First Amendment auditors or something. They give themselves this sort of title. They assume this sort of title. And the problem with that, oh no, we do have actually a very good that. There we go. Set up the camera, etc., etc. Anyway, and again, this is something I never had thought I'd have to talk about, but it just happened to just hit me today. It was sort of like it had a little bit of the shades of like Scientology. And let me make sure that my audio levels are. I mean, once I was involved in Operation Channelology, and I ran afoul of the Scientologists at one point, which was hilarious. Let's see here. And what these guys do, they're called the First Amendment auditors, and they let me be 100% fair in my presentation. They believe that it is their right to go into any public place, any government building, and film. And that includes hospitals. It includes places where Social Security, where HIPAA information is, et cetera, et cetera. And this is something that came, I think, to the fore about the time of the COVID epidemic, because there were individuals like a guy by the name of Joey Surreal. He's one of the most popular of these First Amendment auditors, or frauditors, as I prefer to call them. He is a convicted child molester. And he got a great following from, the MAGA heads, et cetera, because what he would do is he would go around during the height of the pandemic, just him and his friends run into public areas, including hospital waiting rooms, without a mask, saying that it was their absolute right to film in a public place. And they didn't have to wear a mask because it was their right. And yes, there was a policy about wearing masks because that didn't trump the Constitution, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this individual, among certain elements of the population, laughable elements, they look at this individual and they consider him to be quite the hero. Now, what we're going to do here, by the way, is let's see here. Rather than copy and paste, we're just going to move that right out of there. Cancel. Okay. Uh, Decorate. Just going to see here. See? Delete. And we're going to see an example of this guy's work. But and unfortunately, heck, it looks like we may have to go into my main scene just to make this work right. But we'll just take a look here. Number one, I want to add the decorative renderer to make sure that we're 100% on that. Okay, Deckard. Pre-process render. Oh, there we go. Render component. There we are. All right. I think we are going to have to do this in the main exterior because that will give me the ability to, set up photographs. As you can see here, it only has the stuff that's immediately within view. So I think we're going to have to go over to my workbench scene. And I think this will give us an opportunity. And understand, in the end, this will circle around to Peace Island, believe it or not, strangely enough. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to my, number one, my work scene. And we're going to go to Veg 32. And I want to show you an example of what, again, this Joey Surreal guy, his shtick is, to give you an example of what kind of guy he is. And because it's going to take a couple of minutes to load, let me just go over here to YouTube. Oh, yeah. I think I have, yeah, here we go. Now, one of the best channels to watch about this phenomenon is a guy by the name of Frauditor Troll. I've been watching him for about a year. And again, I only happened upon this whole thing because I'm interested in bizarre internet phenomena, And again, I never thought I'd find myself somehow sucked into this, part in a strange way. So, this is Joey Surreal. He is a First Amendment, one of these First Amendment auditors, and we're going to put this in theater mode. He is about to go into a women with infants and children office because he believes as a public place, even though he doesn't pay taxes. He paid for the building and he could do whatever he wants. He does not care whether there is, information in the background. And I'm just going to run a Frauditor Trolls video about Joey Surreal because there are interjections in there. You should just watch it and get an idea of what these frauditors are all about. Now, I think internet comment etiquette, Eric. He did with Eric. He did a video about the phenomena recently. But this is a convicted child molester who thinks it's fine to go into a women with infants and children office where there's HIPAA information and private information with cameras along with his backup and film people. Just take a look at what these individuals do here. All right. I'll be right back while this is going on. See ya.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. How you doing, man? How you doing? Just taking some video. That's it. Hi. Huh? How you doing? All right, guys. Your building. Hi, how you doing? Just taking video. That's it. Why? Can't? It's restricted? It's not access to the public here? How come there's
So I just want to take this opportunity, and by the way, the frauditor that I'll be talking about later in this cast, it may be the guy who's person who's watching, and that's fine. I hope you stick around. But you can see here what he says. He says, "Oh, I'm just filming," and that would be enough. But what he does is he intentionally gets as close to people as possible until he can incite an incident, and when that happens he will call he will let's just see here. Here we go.
really? Yes, I can. This is a county building. This is a county building. I can take video and because you're working for the public right now. What's your name? Now I want your name because I can do
Okay.
this in public. Don't
Now I want to take a look at I want you to take a look at this image here, because he says, "Oh, I'm not filming anybody's personal information, anything. Look, those are prescription bags behind this poor woman who he is targeting right now. That is information that is protected under HIPAA. This guy is right now doing a felony, and he does not care. And what he does is, again, he does this, and if he doesn't get the reaction that he wants, he will continue to escalate until get to where the policemen are here. Let's see here. Let's see. He has to get escorted out of the building eventually.
Yes.
So it's illegal?
He recorded without permission.
I don't need it.
Recording the practice. Even your picture, Dr. Dr. B, don't come.
You know that I'm in a county building. You know that, right?
Now, I need to point out that this individual, Joey Surreal, he looks just like you would expect a child molester to be. He's about 5'2". He has weird neck prison tattoos all over his body. He's got half of his teeth knocked out. And you hear this guy's voice, and I have the feeling you're getting an impression of what this guy is, who he is, just by hearing his voice and his attitude and the way he's conducting himself. Let's just watch him just a little bit more.
Even your picture, Dr. Brown.
You know that, right?
I was sitting there under phone.
I'm just taking video of the facility, and they're having a meltdown.
You're not a surveyor.
Why are you getting
I'm an independent journalist. I take videos in county buildings and government
You're not in a
employees.
county building.
You don't work for the government?
You're not in the county building.
This is not a county building?
No, sir.
Okay, show it. Prove it to me.
Don't worry, cops gonna prove.
Now, he will go on and on and on. He's gotten arrested multiple times. Now, understand, I'm only showing this guy because he is considered to be the creme de la creme of the frauditor community. For some reason, every frauditor, I mean, I've been watching these people just get onto this weird internet phenomenon more and more. They follow this guy's script. This guy, bizarre guy's script. Now, all of these frauditors, understand, they got into this mostly not because they claim to be activists. They say, "Oh, I'm journalists. I'm looking for public, accountability and open government openness. Anybody who gets in my way is is preventing the people from getting to know their government, et cetera, et cetera." But as you saw there, I mean, that was an open office. You could go up to the counter and you could get service done without like a wall separating you. But because they have people coming in there with cameras like this bizarre freak, they are going to have to be putting all of that, basically a wall in between the client and the public service worker. Now, because people like him are just going in and trying, and now, their arguments are paper thin. And not they constantly when they do like escalate things to the point that police drag them out there and they get arrested, they say, oh yeah, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to sue you, you're in my lawsuit, you're in my lawsuit, I'm picking out the color of the boat that I'm going to get after I take your qualified immunity away from you, officer. But not a one, not a single one of those lawsuits that any one of these frauditors has threatened has ever, number one, come to pass. Let me just make sure my camera's down there. No, it's not. Let me make a camera. All right, great. But for some reason, but thing is these individuals, for the most part, understand, are unemployable. For example, I mean, Joey Surreal, he's a convicted child molester. Uh, hey, I'm doing fine. By the way, I'm just going on and on. Now he. The reason that this ties into Peace Island again, you'll learn very, very soon, is well, essentially, let me just rewind. This individual's community has just sort of grown, but fortunately, there is a big backlash against this community right now, mostly because they are just, well, as you saw, just very, very vile and foul people. Now, just the other day, I heard on the Frauditor Troll channel that Josh, the guy who runs the channel, said, "Oh yeah, we've heard that some of you guys are literally just going through all the comments on my videos and harassing and trying to dox the people who are, agreeing with, anti frauditor content." Now, I thought, my goodness, again, this sounds like Scientology. I mean, back in the day, I mean, okay, and I've had Scientologist lawyers coming to my house. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not, you don't have to worry about it. Here's the thing. I'll tell you what it's at. And it's just bizarre, and I didn't feel like I even needed to comment on it. But again, when Josh, the guy who runs Frauditor Troll, mentioned this new trend of these individuals, not just going, I mean, literally, oh God, some of the things they do. They go up to like a beauty parlor window and literally stand out there in full camo gear, their face masked, pointed inward at the clients. And I'm just filming on a public site. These are the people. Now, again, anyway, going back, Josh said that these frauditors and what we call them, their supporters, who we call them lens lickers, because they really, really just eat up these videos of these idiots getting arrested time and time again and give them money. Can't figure out why. Heck, hey, all the supporters of Joey Surreal and all these other losers, give a little bit of that money to Peace Island. I mean, it'll be a better use of the money, trust me. But anyway, let's move on beyond that. Now, in fact, I believe Joey Surreal makes in excess of about six digits a year. I believe recently there was a big clampdown on frauditors, and he literally hopped a plane and went to a country like this little U.S. territory on the other side of the planet where he could avoid, the law for a bit. Anyway, when I heard from Josh that, I mean, literally these people were going through his comments and just trying to pester people who just, like me, said, "Oh, no, I have no interest." Well, no, like me, that doesn't like this sort of behavior. And I don't like what it's doing to society, etc. They come and they harass them, they troll them, etc., etc. And I said, "No, that's bizarre." But wouldn't you know, just about 24 hours ago, I have this ongoing thing about, let me see, the Iron Lung, the premise for Iron Lung, which I'm a fan of, by the way. And I just posted, there's a guy, Altered Carbon, or Virtual Carbon. He posted a video about, games that put you in isolation. And anyway, I had a comment on there, and somebody today just started just posting absolute nonsense. just these provocative statements and just bizarre challenges. And it didn't, because I thought this was just a lonely kid somewhere. And I treated him in our back and forth on the comments with as much respect as I typically do with everybody that I try to, anybody that I meet online or communicate with online, I try to treat with a little bit of respect. So anyway, we had to turn this off again because what we have to do is apply the overrides to that prefab. Sorry about this. We're having to go in and out, in and out. Deal with. I'm sorry. We're going to get where we need to be soon. Very sorry. Just deal with it. Sorry about that. And I went back and forth with him today, and it was like whatever information I provided was getting nowhere, and he would just change the subject. And then, I went back and forth with him for a little bit. And, right before, how come, stay here, how come that camera is still appearing not in the right places here? Let's just see here. Where is our camera right now? Give it a second. I looked at his profile, and sure enough, he's a guy with about 13 followers, and if you look at his interests, because YouTube automatically generates those for people, this guy, his number one thing was anti-bootlicker, pro-liberty, etc., 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 and anti-tyrant, etc. And it was just full of the vocabulary of these bizarre frauditors, these individuals. And, if I didn't mention this before, most of the people that do this, whole frauditing shtick, the reason they do this is they are unfortunately a state in their life where, 90% of these frauditors, can I just say, I've watched enough of their videos, they have a problem with child protective services. Because more than likely they were an abusive, horrible parent and their kids were taken away from them. And thus a career is born. Now, here's the thing. In the end, I just want to know, considering this guy, now apparently follows me, to the extent that, he literally feels he has to comment on something, just basically troll me for some reason. I never thought, again, when I heard that from Frauditor Troll, from the guy who runs Frauditor Troll, Josh, he said, oh yeah, these guys are literally just going through, again, my comments and targeting individuals. And I was like, my God, I knew these frauditors, they were pathetic, but I did not know that they were this pathetic. No one is that sad. But apparently, there you go. And I'm mostly doing this video because, number one, I just would like this person to know, because he probably is now watching this video or may be watching in the future. Understand, kiddo. I've dealt with the FBI before, back when I was running with my political website. I had communication with them no less than 3 times. I have tussled with the Church of Scientology, and they have sent lawyers to my house. I know that maybe you think that posting just absolute trollish nonsense on comments may be, in your mind, striking a blow for liberty. Goodness, like Dad says, the internet. Good thing you're simple. You must lead a happy life, if that's the way you think. Anyway, here's the thing: is if you want to continue that, kind sir, fan of Joey Sir, of child molesters and etc. Hey, go right ahead, because I understand. Like I said, I've dealt with bigger threats than you in my past, and I think you know, if you think you're really getting to me by posting crap, uh, actually, the one thing that you did accomplish was that I had never actually codified my entire theory of how Iron Lung, um, in the video game Iron Lung, that a human colony on the surface of the Blood Moon would be able to survive indefinitely. And because of that trolling, you know, I said, you know, I'm going to spend 30 minutes and I'm going to compile it. And sure enough, I did. And if you want to check it out, by the way, I'm a big fan of, you know, Iron Lung, the video game. Let me show you. It's on Reddit, and it's Iron. Let's see. Well, the dark future of Iron Lung is not as dark as you think. And I went through and et cetera, et cetera. Went through a very long bit of detail about how, of course, a human civilization would be able to survive indefinitely on a blood moon. So anyway, so again, Frauditor, thank you. Because number one, you've tipped me off to what that number one Frauditor troll is correct, and you guys have no less, even less of a life than I thought you did. And number two, you know, I gosh, I have to walk away. I really don't know what to say coming on. I'm just gonna go back to work. All I can say is, take up stamp collecting. You can go to your local post. I'm like Hank Hill. Go to your local post office. You can learn something about it. You know, pick up a hobby or something. Because harassing a video game developer with just random nonsense like that is not going to make Joey Surreal any less of a child molester. It's not going to make Glenn Serio any less of a loser. It's not going to make, you know, whatever these accountability, blah, 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 it's auditing, blah. It's not going to make people hate you any less. You're so screw you. Anyway, that's my final comment toward this individual who thought it would be to his advantage to pick a fight with me. If he wants to continue trying and set up a few sock puppet accounts. I mean, I could detect sock puppet accounts. Heck, go right ahead, kid. Says a heck of a lot more about you than it does about me or anybody else on the project. So go right ahead, guy. And yeah, so good luck with that, kid. Now, what I need to do here is just go into the game and just check our view. Yep, yep, yep. I'm going to, number one, apply that override. And if anybody that's maybe watching this wants to like comment, I mean, the person who may be watching and is not commenting, it may be, you know, the obligatory person from Annapurna Interactive. You know, I know jobs are sourced internationally. Every time I see this one person on there that's not speaking, I know it's an Annapurna Interactive person, and it's like I don't know what language you speak. I mean, if you did, I'd like to talk to you and you know check that out. But I tell you what, before I start doing this, I am going to just walk away for a moment. If our viewer wants to comment or say anything, please go right ahead. I'll be right back. Oh, huh, okay. Pardon me. Hmm, sorry about that. Pardon me. Well, hey, and maybe it was like the Frauditor that was watching, hoping that he would get like a lot of great press. It would be like, oh my God, he's talking about me. My life finally has purpose. That's what I'm imagining. And by the way, it's just an absolutely awful phenomenon. And I've noticed that 90% of the people that are into this sort of behavior, these convicted career criminals, child molesters, are all Donald Trump supporters. They are very proudly and loudly Donald Trump supporters. Mm. Not saying, I mean, come on, you can't judge, a whole group by like just a few individuals, but again, my goodness, it's strange how much pro-Trump stuff you hear of this stuff. But anyway, um, and again, it may have not been that person watching earlier, but I mean, listen, I forget his name because really I shouldn't, and he doesn't deserve any real exposure. But if he is watching this in the future, hey, Mazel Tov. I talked about you. Um, Congratulations. I guess this is a very big day in your life. I would suggest calming down and sitting back. And one of the things you're going to have to realize is that, understand, internet clout is all just like fake tokens or whatever. It really doesn't mean anything. So enjoy the luxury of my attention on you. All right. Um, but again, let me tell you, if you take a little bit of time, you learn about. I mean, I'm constantly reminded by Facebook that like 8 years ago, I mean, it's about 8 years ago, I knew nothing about Unity, and the reason that I just worked. I worked my butt off for years getting this, working. And heck, if I can do it, I think you can too, dude. Why not? Pick up a pen, get a. Uh, I'm done. I'm done talking about those guys. Anyway, and really, it's just really crazy that some people think that, oh yeah, this guy, he's going to just totally wither under my assault of absolute BS nonsense. I'll totally crush him, man. He'll regret the day he ever messed with me. Didn't mess with you. There are better things to do. Like doing renders that take 5 minutes a piece to do. Hey, that's the way it is. Even when you're working 3D, it's just the way it was. Back in the day. 3D Studio Max to get a really nice render. It took a very long time. Make sure I have my Deckard render attached to that guy. Nope, I don't. So let's add that. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that's the maximum size it's going to do. But I want to get a better angle. You can see it's rendering a frame every few minutes, a couple seconds. Yeah, it's kind of silly. Some people do that for the living. But hey, I mean, like, oh yeah, I'm a journalist. I'm gonna just go into this place and film everybody's medical information, and make it so that we literally have to like have walls up between everywhere. Oh no, I'm for transparency. Oh no, you just want to make a buck. And I mean, let me tell you, I am not a big fan of the police department. Trust me, I've been arrested my fair share at point times in my life. But people like these guys that do this and literally take it on as their life's mission to just be basically the worst people in the world. Jeez, what do you say? What do you say about that? Gen says a heck of a lot more about them than it does about me. I think I need to go over the animator and make sure. Or, you know what I think is happening here? We're having, every time I stream using OBS, everything is incredibly slow. And I think we're going on that. So, see how long it takes to switch from one window to another here. Uh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these shots without streaming because it's going to be quicker. I just want to take a couple of minutes to give, this fan of child molesters who decided to just start messing with me because for no other reason that he saw me on a list of comments beneath one of Frauditor Trolls videos. Man, sucks to be you, man. And but let me tell you, again, there are things that you can do to turn your life around. Yeah, this thing is going to be cycling like this until I unfortunately turn OBS off. See ya. Take care, guys and gals. I really appreciate those who, tuned in. I'm sorry that it was mostly about this jerk. But hey, considering he engaged me here on YouTube first, I thought it was important for me to engage him on YouTube first. So, again, if you're watching, happy day for you, guy. But you're going to have to aim higher. I have faith in you. I know you can aim higher. You can do better with your life, man. So, to you and everyone else, take care.